back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah and Michelle. Today is the 4th of October. It's a Friday. We do our weekly roundup. We were running late. Thank you for being patient. I'm
Michigan voters here. CNN went to Michigan. It keeps biting itself in the tail. I don't know. It's not so good for CNN. And asking some voters what they thought about impeachment.
Offense, but most we spoke to see impeachment as little more than politics.
I think it's a lot of just people don't like him, they want him out of office. The left and the media.
John Scans voted for Trump in 2016 and had concerns early on. 6 months ago, he thought Joe Biden might be an option. Now, he says, the push for impeachment has him supporting the president more than ever.
They are there for one thing now and one thing only, and that's to try to impeach the president.
Not looking so good for the Democrats. And
meaning that people can see right through this sham that they're doing. Nobody is taking it seriously, unless you're a millennial and brainwashed, that Trump has actually done anything worth impeachment. Everybody knows what is in the worst of humans. Right? And they can see, like, listen, you're just trying to get him out of office because you don't want him in office. He hasn't done, we have a political process that's supposed to be, held sacred.
Well, and you know what? As a side note to this, I love what Michael Tracy says. He's a lefty, but he's a sane lefty, and he calls things out. Tucker has him on quite a few times. When this whole thing hinges on the idea that Trump was blackmailing the new president of Ukraine, Zelensky, and saying, if you don't look into Biden, we're going to withhold aid.
Right.
That's not in the transcript. It's not there, but that's what the Democrats have made up.
So can I ask you off the cuff here? I heard something. My uncle watches television and the news plays, our local news plays a lot. And they came on saying that they have this guy that came and met with White House officials for 10 hours with text messages proving that President Trump was like, are you going to look into this? And then, like, we're not going to schedule your visit here until you agree to look into this.
Actually, the guy was interviewed yesterday all day, and now the Democrats have fallen flat on their face because that they had mismatched the text messages, and he totally actually it was the ambassador to the Ukraine, and it's the opposite. It doesn't say so. That's
fake
done.
news.
That's
they're
fake
literally
news.
putting it out for everybody, and they don't care because they're not going to retract anything.
I know.
They can't say strike that from the record. They can't say forget it. Then people are going to go
And
tell
you
it.
heard that.
As long as they win in the court of public opinion, they win.
It doesn't matter. They think that Alex Jones. Here's the thing. They thought that that's what Alex Jones was doing.
Yeah.
They thought that when we shared all those memes about Hillary Clinton, they thought that we were sharing fake news. So they've gotten onto, well, we're going to share it. Mm-hmm. If they can do it, we can do it.
But ours was real.
But we're going to do it with impunity.
Yeah.
They're doing it from a place of authority, right? Because Alex Jones talks about the FEMA camps and the satanic sex trafficking and all these different things. Well, guess what? I'm going to put my money on when God tells us all the truth. 9 out of every 10 things Alex Jones says was true, and the other one thing was actually partly true. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what Michael Tracy says. Is it just me, or is the term aid an extremely deceptive euphemism to describe lethal armaments that directly cause death and destruction, inflame geopolitical conflict, and enrich American defense contractors? Sending aid would be medical supplies and not anti-tank missiles.
That's a very good point. It's a very, very good point.
So when you think of aid, what do you think of?
We always think of the Red Cross.
Yeah.
That's what we think of.
Maybe building some schools.
And some food. Yeah.
Maybe helping with their energy, maybe helping build some Wi-Fi, expand their
I think of wells in Africa.
Exactly. But when we say aid, when our government says aid,
boom, 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 boom,
it just means
bringing in the tanks,
weapons.
Yeah.
It's like we have
and troops.
Yeah, but it's money. When they hand over the cash money, it's,
So Lynette Zhang did an excellent episode about the confiscation laws. And one thing that she talks about is that there's a law in the books that says they can confiscation of gold, that they can only do that during times of war. And so it was put on the books right before World War I. And we have been in perpetual wars ever since. And to me, it's fascinating that, and it's not just to confiscate gold. Lynette goes into all these different laws about how there's no limit to, they can literally confiscate your physical labor. Okay, there is no limit to their confiscation, their ability to confiscate things, but it has to be
confiscators
during a time of war, and that's actually been expanded to just anything that can amount to like a big deal.
Can just call an emergency.
Yeah, and so they're going to keep us in perpetual wars ever since then. Not only do wars make money, we all know that, but the idea that they could confiscate your gold, and anything that you have yourself as a slave.
Feds seize millions of pounds of smuggled Chinese pork. 1 million pounds of 1 million pounds of infected Chinese pork was seized by the USCBP as they lied to inspectors about contents. Chinese pig Ebola has ravaged China. We believe 220 million pigs, half their population, have died.
Oh my gosh!
So, I do believe this particular article is from March of this year, but this lawmaker decided to share it now. I guess there's more to it. Or not a lawmaker, I guess. Who is this? Chief Investment Officer. So, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol have stopped an attempt to smuggle 1 million pounds of pork. So there's more. There's like 220 million, I guess, pigs infected, resulting in the biggest seizure of agricultural product in American history. This was highly orchestrated. He said it was a concerted effort to conceal the product. Now that is scary. They were concealing the fact that this was infected pork to get it into the United States. They were concealing it. They wanted to me
that seems like a bioweapon.
You would think, yeah.
Like, okay, so it's not at that point.
Right.
It's not a monetary thing. It's not a money thing, because you literally know it's going to kill people. And how they thought that they were going to get away with it,
I don't know. It's an ongoing investigation.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. So I don't even to tell you, we should not be eating pork from China. I know that much.
Get pork from your local farmer.
So, Glenn Beck did an entire show. You can watch his whole show on the Ukraine. But here in 30 seconds, he sums up the media hysteria on the Ukraine Trump Hunter Biden thing. Ready?
Forget about all this. This is a conspiracy. Concentrate here.
Oh, we have to make...
Trump made a phone call. Trump made a phone call. See how this doesn't work? See how none of this is being talked about? They're talking to you about Joe Biden and his son. Skip.
I'm skipping.
And Trump made a phone call.
See it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't work. It doesn't work.
And so basically, we just hit on a few things. George Soros is involved here in the Ukraine.
Right.
There's a lot. You can watch it on Glenn Beck has. You can just go to YouTube and Google Glenn Beck.
We're going to sign off here. We love you. God loves you. God bless. And remember,
it's not just a conspiracy theory
if it's actually the truth. All right, we'll see you back on Sunday at 1. God bless.
I was cold.